Every time. Yeah, we're gonna get right. We're gonna be right. Because we can't be living saying that we're heirs. We're the people of the land. And we don't know how to be officiating. We don't know. So, actually we do know. That's the beautiful thing about it. It's 4:40 Eastern time. I'm gonna let us filter in on here. Anybody that could send some energy. When y'all come on here, y'all get this plea. One of mine that's dear to my soul is moving. Her and her family. She is going to need some support. She's already moved yesterday. Send her a little gift. Please. Who is that? Oh. When I be seeing your pictures and light working and putting divine white light over you so you protected and baby's protected, I be feeling so good. Hey sis, thank you for joining. I'm sitting here teaching the law. And I'm showing people how they could travel and not be economic debt slaves anymore. They ain't got to get up every day, pay this fiat, go into work every day, slave to the system. They can learn how to be free. They have to use the law. Woo! I'm going to let some people get on here before I get started. If the music in the background is distracting, then you let me know, sis. Because you can help me facilitate. When these people be getting on here, oh no. I'm done. Because I'm on to the next half now. He's talking to me on the phone. He ain't know I was going to get started again. I put this oil in my hair. Look, sis. Look how long this is. Woo! I'm getting it back. Remember when it happened? My hair was all the way down to my shoulders. And remember Orlando cut it? I love you too, sis. Yeah. My hair was all the way down to my shoulders. And I had a native tail all the way down here. And when my mom let me visit my father to spite my mom, he cut all of my hair off. Now, after almost 20 years later, I'm growing it all back now. Yeah, I know. You're done. What are we doing? 1963 Vienna Convention. This is Article 26. We've already if y'all can hear me right. My sister Keisha Green is a master culinary artist. She went to school to be a culinary master. And if y'all need some tips, y'all can call her for consult, and she will tell you what you need to do with food. Also, she been raising children all her life. And I'm talking about animals. Most specifically, dogs. And she loves them. And the dogs love her. She's the better dog whisperer. She better than the dog whisperer that y'all be watching on the TV. Whatever that dude's name was. Listen, if y'all want counsel on how to take care of your animals, especially your dogs, you could call Keisha and she's going to tell you anything in the world about how to take care of the dogs. Assalamu alaikum, bro Akil. What that means in Aramaic or Arabic language is peace be unto you. That's what Yehoshua ben Yusuf said, who they also say name is Jesus. It's a code word. He was a Muslim walking around doing his business as showing how to use the energies in the conscious mind to take care of the body. And all of them government people was getting mad. He was sharing the truths and the scientists, so they took him out. That's the truth. And for y'all information, the man who founded the Muhammad religion was practicing Christianity before he founded it. So all of you Muslims, he was doing that, and then he was giving the divine information. So it's all the same. You merge it. You merge all the spiritual truths together, and however it fits you, that's how you go. Woo! Come on with it. Yeah. The receiving state shall, even in the case of armed conflict, grant to members of the consular post and members of the private staff, other than nationals of the receiving state, and to members of their families forming part of their households, irrespective of nationality. Oh, what was that? So, let me tell you what it's saying. Irrespective of nationality, the necessary time and facilities to enable them to prepare their departure and leave at the earliest possible moment after the termination of the functions of the members are concerned. In particular, it shall, in case of need, place at their disposal the necessary means of transport for themselves and their property, other than property acquired in the receiving state, the export of which is prohibited at the time of departure. So, what did I just say? I'm a consul. I'm about to come to your neighborhood and do my nationality work. At the end of the day, me, my family, my hereditaments, my gold, my wealth, everything that I'm doing when I'm there nationalizing and showing your people how to get in trust and how to be operate your own government is protected. Not only by you, your government, contractual agreement, service corporation, any government is protected. You make sure you letting the United Nations know what you're doing when you're going over there to whatever republic or whatever country. Article 7. Article 27. Protection of consular premises and archives of the interest of the sending state in exceptional circumstances. Oh, come on with it. In the event of the severance of consular relations between two states, the receiving state shall, even in case of armed conflict, respect and protect the consular premises together with the property of the consular post and the consular archives. So, now your family has just went and commanded the county to give you back all of your information. And you have it in your hand. How do you protect it? Hey, sending state, let me show you something. Right here, say, the archives. What else? The consular premises. What else? The property. So that's where you domiciling. That's your library with all of your family's information and all of your stuff in trust. And what else? Where is it at? And that's your premises. Put some gates up. Do not disturb. Violators will be shot. Trespassers will be shot twice. Woo! Come on with it. I'll send you back to the ethers. I do not care about none of that. Talking about dying and killing in souls and all of that. Listen, you can observe energies and see what they are and how they operate, period. And all of that. Look, there's some conscious minds that don't have a morality and don't value life. And those you have to discern whether or not they should be here or not. Woo! Come on with it. Look, you wonder how people could just kill and not blink or feel anything? Sometimes it ain't because they don't have a morality. Actually, sometimes they for real got a morality. Because they know whatever energy that is on this earth is probably going to do more harm than being good in that body. Woo! Look. So they make their decision. And that's up to the person that's dealing with the situation that they're dealing with, whatever energy. Don't know why I'm going there, but, you know, it's saying me sometime. The sending state may entrust the custody of the consular premises together with the property contained therein and the consular archives to a third state acceptable to the receiving state. So, I'm going down. Y'all got consular posts, which is also families in your homes. I'm going to send you all my stuff because something happened. Got severed. Somebody banged on me. I did a wrong contract. Something happened. I got to send you everything. Now you got the archives. Till I could get to you and get settled up, which we should be protected in all parties, you keep my stuff intact. I appreciate you. Thank you kindly. In the event of the temporary or permanent closure of a consular post, the provisions of subparagraph of paragraph 1 of this article in addition. What is this? Ooh, career consular officers. Come on, baby. I'm letting y'all know what happened. I was already doing the consular stuff before I seen the Moorish American consulate. I decided to take all the information. I created a group called Sources. The group called Sources, I grew it to 500 members by just sharing information. When we got to 500 members after 4.5 months of work, you know what happened? All the members, all 500, at least 200, 300 started sending me information back. Woo! Reciprocity, baby. Love it. Balance under my yacht. So when I got all this information from all of them, I study. I take everything they gave me, and then after I did all the study, gave it back to them again. Woo! And then we kept on reciprocating this whole time. That's how all the groups been doing. Then the more experienced counselor come, they get all this information, then they put their processes together, keep on getting it, study, send it back, then y'all send it to me. So every time y'all send to me something, I review it, I go over it, perfect it, make sure it's right, give it back to you so you can do it. Woo! And that's how iron sharpens iron, baby. But they don't want to tell us that. Yeah. Stop being so self-absorbed, and when you get the information and you get all together what it means in your soul, then give it back. Woo! Stop being so unsure about yourself. Be sure. You know what you know. Whatever that is that you know it. Woo! Don't be afraid to share what you know. Yeah. Other people know it too. Other people, channels, energy is connected to you. Chapter 2. Facilities, privileges, and immunities relating to consular posts, career consular officers, and other members of a consular post. Section 1. Facilities, privileges, and immunities relating to a consular post. Facilities for the work of the consular post. The receiving state, now y'all better listen, because I'm trying to tell you how to get the actual service corporation right now to put some checks in your damn pocket when you running around here doing this, proclaiming your nationality for your Morse. But first you have to have a real nation to proclaim your name under. I will share with you those who are real legitimate nations recognized by the United Nations, where their flag is raised by the United Nations and they're protected by some government. Let's find that out. Woo! So we can be two, baby. Yeah. The receiving state shall accord full facilities for the performance of the functions of the consular post. So, here I am. I'm nationalizing thousands of people. Sending them out. Y'all already seen the envelopes in the last image. This ain't nothing to what I sent out. Oh my goodness, I've sent out so much stuff. Listen, I'm doing that. The receiving state, whoever service corporation state that I'm doing it in or supposed to be doing it in, they supposed to be providing me, according me, full facilities for the performance of the function of the consular post. Why aren't the North American consulate telling you about that? And the only reason why I keep naming them is not because I have an art against them. It's because around the land right now they have an ear. They have the people's ears, and people that are calling them because they're not answering. Those people are calling me. So drop me as the consular post head or ask me to step down, which I did. And then after I stepped down, your people are still calling me because you're not being accountable to them. So I'm still working for you. And I'm working for you, and I'm not being compensated by you, and none of your consuls are calling me, helping me do what I need to do in this land, which is the same thing you're doing, and that's building consulates. What do they have to say about me? Yeah. Because I've been doing it for 9 months, and ain't none of them came up out their pocket for me. Actually, there was one, and I love that divine matriarch, and she knows who she is. One. Now, when that one gets back to me, I'm not tripping with you no more. I unblocked you, and I would love to hear your voice and be connected to your energy again. So please, get a hold of me. And I'm sorry for whatever I did to upset you. You my sister. And I need to be in contact with you because if you're ever in adversity, I need to be able to help you, assist you. Yeah. All this more science and laws be getting us separated. It be messing us up, man. Because we confused about our identity. So whenever someone doesn't look like us, we psychologically be treating them like we don't know them. You know, we can't have no fellowship with them or talk to them. Listen, Article 29, use of national flag and coat of arms. This is why when people call me, I've already started putting the coat of arms of their bloodlines on their paperwork. Test me. I'll email you right now an affidavit that I just wrote, and I put a lady's coat of arms on it. Use of national flag and coat of arms. And quiet as kept, I barely even remembered this document until I prayed to the ancestors to remind me what I was supposed to be doing, because I got off track. And here I am doing the law in the affidavits and the work, coming out my DNA, and then coming back to the actual written law or what's already in the earth. Yeah, it's good meditation. I got to be meditating. It helps. The sending state shall have the right to the use of its national flag and coat of arms in the receiving state in accordance with the provisions of this article. Oh, really? When I put your family crest on your documentation, and you really do your history about your bloodline, if that's what you care about, you will know what delegated authority and family member and crest is on your documentation, and who is able to, what family or bloodline or royalty is able to enforce that. They're all part of governments and lands and all of that. They're all working for other people instead of their own bloodlines. Most of the colonizers got the bloodlines working for them and not their own family members. And that's why the republic is messed up right now, as far as the United States Service Corporation of the Europeans go. Ours is messed up because of all the spurious practices. They took our Moorish science and they turned it against us, and they use everything that we're supposed to be using on us, and then try to make us pay for nature itself. They use nature against you. Pharmakia, drugs. Drugs, pharmakia, sorceries, and witchcraft. We used to be sorcerers and witches, and there was nothing wrong with that because we knew how to use the sciences to do what was necessary for the body. They use the sciences to kill you. Woo! Come on with it. Oshanda Cadwell, good to see you. Hey, love. Use of national flag. So you have to determine what flag you're going to use on your documentation. If you say, this red flag with the green coat is my flag, then you're going to be knocking on the door of the government of that flag. You're going to call the president. You're going to talk to them. You're going to keep talking to every dignitary of that particular flag until you get your answers. Are you their children? Is that the government that protects you? Whoever it is, you find out. Until you do, you don't stop calling them. You source the numbers. Same with the United Nations, whatever. These people, this Russell Gould cat and this UPU judges, if he say he enjoyed the contract and he got whatever with the military, then when you on the David Wynn Miller's website, when you get Russell Gould's email, because I have it and I've been emailing Russell Gould and talking to him on the email, and people who are associated with him, okay? When you get that and you call him, you ask him, is this flag registered in the United Nations? Because that's what he said, enjoying the contract, 1.9, this flag. Oh, yeah, it is. Well, you said you had contract with the military. And I need some military support. Because these crazy-ass belligerent colonizers out here banging on the people of the land right now. And you say you for the people of the land. Hold you to your word, buddy. Holla. Come on, man. But you say it in an articulate way, such as United Nations Declarations of the Rights of Indigenous People, or 1963 Vienna Convention, or the United States Constitution, or and they syntax. Use his syntax Constitution. He syntaxed the Constitution, so use it against him. Yeah. The national flag of the sending state may be flown and its coat of arms displayed on the building occupied by the consular post, and at the entrance door thereof, on the residence of the head of the consular post, and on his means of transport when used on official business. I'm telling you how to be a consulate. I don't know what anybody else is doing. You take your coat of arms. That is stitching and sewing and drawing, whatever your family coat of arms is, printing it out, putting it on the biggest damn banner you think you can. Woo! Come on with it, baby. Take a pole, put your flag in your coat of arms, because that's what this damn law just said you could do. The universal law, all around the world that everybody just re-recognizes. Okay? And on his means of transport, or on means of transport when used on official business. Guess where else it goes? On your damn car. Woo! And on your tag. You want to know how to register your car? You put it in your trust. If you're going to use the method I'm telling you to get the vehicle from the whatever car lot, then you do it that way. If you're going to pay the fiat, pay it that way, whatever, however you get it. But when you get it, you take all of it. Bolt number 1, bolt number 2, tire number 1, tire number 2. Yeah, this is my car. Your detail, your script. Put it in trust. Then, after it's in trust, and it's recorded, how you record it, screenshot, scan, mail to yourself. If you want to get the record, the deed record, you can. Hey, Mr. Department of Motor Vehicles, you said I owe you for this. I don't owe you. because this is goods and services afforded to me, the landowner, because you're doing commerce, you're selling merchandise on my land. Oh, really? How can I prove it? Well, here's all these laws. There you go. Have fun. I'll sit here and wait. If you know how to read, Mr. Corporate Policy Man, who's so involved in money that he doesn't take the time to open a book. Oh, really? You got the wrong concepts, buddy. I'm glad that they were so greedy and fully immersed in money and always looking after that. Because while they was doing that, I was consuming information. To them, the people's fiat and all the money and all the glitz and glamour and gold was everything to them. To me, the information was, because that's the brain, baby. Bam! That's how I love y'all. Listen, Article 3, Article 30, Accommodation. Steve Green, share it on up. The receiving state shall either facilitate the acquisition on its territory in accordance with the laws and regulations by the sending state of premises necessary for its consular post, or assist the latter in obtaining accommodation in some other way. Where I'm at right now, bet you believe it's a consular post, and I'm nationalizing everybody and doing the duties of a consulate officer. Come on, man. Look. Accommodation. It shall also, where necessary, assist the consular post in obtaining suitable accommodation for its members. I need 13, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to go around as a tribal consulate members, and we're going to, what? Assist the consular post in obtaining suitable accommodation for its members. Now, if we go to the service corporation with this, and they choose they don't want to oblige, then whose responsibility of it as the heirs of the land? As a matter of fact, the reason why they're probably telling you they can't support you is because they don't have any wealth. So when you go to them and you say, hey, this says that, and they're saying, we don't know what you talk about. Blah, blah, blah. That's right, because they know they don't have no damn gold. Where's everybody at? Why are they saying, no, we can't do this, help you, or support, or anything like that? Because they don't have the means to. They're a dead corporation. They don't have any wealth. They don't have anything. No produce, no nothing to give you. Except that false-ass system that they're offering you. You're out there dealing with them. Woo! Registering, going through these lines, listening to the people, tell you to put all your information into all of these systems, and you just keep on going in this cycle and wondering what's going on. You take all the DNA of all of your family members, and you give it to another bloodline, and you wonder how they became you. They stole a lot of your information, they hid it in the Vatican, they burned a lot of your books, and then whatever's left, they gave you one book, 66, which then they took 13 out, so 66, 76, 79, I think they're supposed to be actually 79. Woo! Took them all out. I read the 13 books that was taken out more than I do the 66 that was put in. Woo! Come on with it. Trying to hide it from you, baby. Trying to hide the truth from you. The Gospel of Thomas is the closest thing you're going to get to Yeshua Ben Yusuf sayings. I'm telling you. What's up, Scott Carp? The Jesus you know. The closest thing you're going to get to the sayings of him. His complete sayings. As far as we know. Even though they took out the 18 years of his life history before they gave it to us. They have the history. You're going to look at the 13 missing books. Those are the ones that's going to truly enlighten you. The 64 Keys of Enoch is a great book. Look it up, PDF. It's crazy. Article 31, inviolability of the concert premises. Did y'all hear that? Just feels so good to hear that. Inviolability. Inviolability. I mean, you can't violate. You can't violate me, baby. Boy, don't put your hands on me. Look, you molester, you sick man, you're dead. You're trying to touch me, a living being. I don't be juking with the corpse like that. See how low their vibratory frequency is, boy? They just be sitting at them desks. Just be sitting there. Give you this crazy ass attitude. Because you smarter than them, you more intelligent than them. Man, don't play me. Look. Consular premises shall be inviolable to the extent provided in this article. That means you ain't going to see nobody overstep their bounds. The authority of the receiving state shall not enter that part of the consular premises which is used exclusively for the purpose of the work of the consular post, except with the consent of the head of the consulate post or of his designee or of the head of the diplomatic mission of the sending state. The consent of the head of the consular post may, however, be assumed in case of fire or other disaster requiring prompt protective action. What that just said? One place in your house, when you're doing the work of the prophet, just like he was doing the work of himself when he was sitting in his house and made the first MSTA, when he wrote it on paper and he mailed it to the Cook County Recorder of Deeds office. Yeah. People were coming to his house and he was nationalizing them. Why was he doing so? Because he knew the law. Now this was written later. This was written way later than when he was doing his thing, but he used the past law to know what was going on with the future law. Come on, man. The man saw how we were going to use this in his document 1099 affidavit. When he filed it, he talked about consulates, and then 100 years later, this is written and it talks about consuls and consulates. In the same way, chapter 2, consular courts, when you look it up. Subject to the provisions of paragraph 2 of this article, the receiving state is under a special duty to take all appropriate steps to protect the consular premises against any intrusion or damage and to prevent any disturbance of the peace of the consular post or impairment of its dignity. Now, when you're operating and you have an arm that you're bearing, you have protective equipment, you have get off your damn couch, get off the couch of your mama, get off the TV, get off the tube, and you walk around your house and secure it. Every few hours, 3 or 4, somebody running up on your shit, and you popped it because they done ran up on it. I don't give a damn who it is. Service corporation, sheriff, person with a badge, I don't care. If they running up on you and you don't know the reason why, and you dissipate that energy, and then you tell them by way of this right here, state is under a special duty to take all appropriate steps to protect the consular premises against any intrusion or damage or to prevent any disturbance of the peace of the consular post or impairments of its dignity. Then you by law are right to exercise whatever decision you make. Ignorance of law is no excuse. Then that means that energy doesn't have any excuse for being popped. Now, if you decide to allow them to live and just disarm them, that's your business. But, you know, they teach us in law enforcement, which I've been taught, to eliminate the threat. Because you never know. Even if you think you disarm them, you know, they might not be really disarmed. Then they can get you back. Bow, bow. Hey, you go. Hey, look at you. Look at you on the ground dead now. Because you thought you was going to give that person the same grace that you thought they was going to give you. But when you allowed them to live, they looked at you and said, hey, you's the dummy. And then, bow, gotcha. Look at you. Ooh. Or the other life that was getting out the body, you say, oh, look at this person shot me. Well, I guess I got to take them with me because I can't die alone. Bow, get you too. Now y'all both dead on the ground. Come on, man. Look. This goes both ways because I'm articulating what you would do if you were operating your own consulate, but I'm also saying that you can take this article and use it to hold the service corporation accountable for doing its responsibility to the nationals on the land. You're saying, how do we enforce this law? You take the document and you make the sheriff read it and you say, hey, if you're not doing this, we're going to report you. Doing what? He's going to say, doing what? And you're going to say, you're under special duty to take all appropriate steps to protect the consular premises against any intrusion or damage to prevent any disturbance of the peace of the consular post or impairment of its dignity. What? Yeah, that's exactly what you say. Subject to the provisions of paragraph 2 of this article, the receiving state is under a special duty. No. The consular premises, their furnishings, the property of the consular post, and its means of transport shall be immune from any form of requisition for purposes of national defense or public utility. An expropriation is necessary for such purposes. All possible steps shall be taken to avoid impeding the performance of consular functions, and prompt, adequate, and effective compensation shall be paid to the sending state. What is compensation? Then you just, because I was doing it for the consulate for 8 months and didn't receive the definition of the word consulate. And I hold them to that. I said 8, because that's what they told me. They said save everything, your receipts, what you did. I spent $500 mailing all the governors the notice of existence, the affidavit of existence, out of my own pocket I did, and didn't get reimbursed by them. Thank you. Actually, I got beat up for receiving fiat from nationals for the work I was doing. That's what happened to me. So the consulate's not paying me for doing the work of the nationals, and I need to live because that's what I'm doing as a full-time job. So I started requesting from the nationals different amounts for the notes and the work to be able to manage and disperse. And then I gave the keys to my email to one of the consuls. One of the consuls saw me and started banging on me about what they saw. What? I gave you free access to my information and you take it and you don't ask me, you don't give me an opportunity to explain what this is. You're questioning me in the first place. If you make me a consulate post head, then you're saying that you trust me. So why would you take any information that I have and try to use it to say I'm doing something with it? Don't make me a consulate post head if you don't trust me. Come on, man. Compensation. And I was made a consulate post head and a judge and a vizier, not by the consulate, by the world. Thank you. Because right after I asked to get stepped down, that's sad as fuck. Yeah, I feel you. Right after I got asked to step down, then the UPU called me and said, I'm going to make you a UPU judge. So I couldn't get away from it. Okay, cool. Then the father said, and the mother said, or my spirit, or my most high consciousness, or whoever they'll be talking to me, it said, start operating as a judge. Start making decisions. Be decisive. Judgments. Exercise judgments. So that's what I started doing. Yeah. I'm trying to tell y'all what happened to me. Y'all seen me, then I stepped down, and all the people that was connected to me and hearing me, they stopped listening to me, went somewhere else, even though I knew what I had to know to be able to protect them. So then they was unsecure, and I had to come back and get them. I had to keep another group open. I tried to stay with them because I had to get them this information. I'm looking for compensation. Y'all know the meaning. True. Let me see. Consular premises and the resident of the career head of consular post, of which the sending state or any other person acting on its behalf is the owner or lessee, shall be exempt from all national, regional, or municipal dues and taxes whatsoever, other than such as present payment for specific services rendered. What did I just say to you? That you shouldn't be paying taxes, municipal dues, national or regional. What does a municipal do? Isn't that rent? Since a municipality is a corporate entity of corporate bodies. So what is rent? Maybe it's a municipal due. I don't know. But guess what? You're exempt from it, buddy, because that's what justice said. So if you don't want to go enforce it, that's your business. Woo! Come on with it, baby. Yeah. Almost done. The exemption from taxation referred to paragraph 1 of this article shall not apply to such dues and taxes if, under the law of the receiving state, they are payable by the person who contracted with the sending state or with the person acting on its behalf. Oh, look, they try to get you. It's a clause. They try to get you. Hold on. 3/5 of a person. Oh, yeah, they try to get you. What did they say? Unless, it shall not apply unless they are payable by the person, you, who contracted you when you sign your name on everything that you do. Every time they hand you a damn contract that ain't even a contract because they don't even know how to write, so you think you getting a contract and you really getting some bullshit. Making yourself an economic slave. That right there. If you sign, you consent, you have made yourself an economic slave and contracted. So you owe the state. Hey, pay him. What? Pay, demand his money. This is why it's rendered to Caesar's what is Caesar's. and to the children of the sun, the children of the swords. That's why. Because the children of the sun have a nationality, a bloodline that they're connected to that should be taking care of them. And they should be taking care of their people. To where they wouldn't have to go and do that. That paid the man his money. Because they should be paying tribute to us, by the way, for giving them the sciences and civilizing. Article 33. Inviolability of the consular archives and documents. That's why the 40 gigs of information that I have of a lot of the nationals and all the more science and books, and I got a damn library. I got what is that called? A mosque, which was a university in the beginning, so people could come and just absorb information and meditate. That was a real school, by the way. It wasn't a place where people went and got indoctrinated by other people. Specifically colonizers and corporate members that want you to still believe that you could have to be an economic debt slave to live. What the people got to do in the communities was they'd go in and all of everyone would just meditate on all the information in the university. You have philosophers talking. You got the women showing each other how to sew. You got the university was the place of creation. You see, so right now the consular archives and documents are in blockchain. Impossible. Blockchain technology. Impossible to get through. Concerning the digital security, you know, they know how to, the hackers or whatever. Well, they can't hack this blockchain. So we cool. Trust me on that. Y'all good. Shit, if I wouldn't give you anything I wouldn't do for myself. I'm gonna make sure mine's is secure. You better believe it. With all of this responsibility, with all these souls and everything that's going on, shoot, yeah, I got to be right in the land. The consular archives and documents shall be inviolable at all times and wherever they may be. In the cloud, in the Google, in the Gmail, in my file cabinets, in my safes, in my ground, in my room, in my hand. Which, when I got pulled over, I told that stupid ass trooper, I said, hey, get the affidavits in the writ. I said, I consent to you to get the affidavits in the writs out of my trunk. And this stupid goofy did it. Had the writs in his hand on camera. So now I'm about to send the documentation to some of the lawful hoteps, the attorney generals that's about to bang on them with me in the land, so I can get my 30 million. Yeah, I got the video for him. He had the writs and affidavits in his hand and disregarded the law. Come on now. Now these documents, your documents, the flags, the constitutions, all the information you send me, the syntax. Consular archives and documents shall be inviolable at all times wherever they may be. Oh, so you better put on your documentation, consulate document, somewhere. I don't care where you write it. Put it as a watermark if you want. Oh, I just gave myself a good idea. Yeah, now that was great. I love doing that. I love giving myself a great idea. I'm gonna put a watermark on that bit. Come on with it. Yeah. Freedom of movement. Subject to its laws and regulations concerning zones entry into which is prohibited or regulated for reasons of national security. The receiving state shall ensure freedom of movement and travel in its territory to all members of the consulate post. Now, didn't I remember showing you how it all connected? Consulates, MSTAs, homes, transportation, buses, using consuls. All the members of the consulate post would get in buses and go different places, and their freedom of movement would have been secure. If the temple was doing it this way in 1963, thank you very much. Where were the Moorish Science Temple scholars in 1963 when they seen the affidavit Prophet Noble Jew Ali put in concerning consulates, and then they seen this officiated? Where are the ones that was established? Well, I seen just a few emails of different consulates around the land. I don't know who they are and what they're doing, but I hope they're nationalizing people, because that's what the Prophet is doing. That destroys the economic resource of the service corporation by taking yourself out of the economy of their stock and trade system. You do that by, yes, you cash your birth certificate in. There's a process to do that. I'm trying to tell y'all. Oh, he's telling the information. He can get himself. Yeah, right. Y'all don't have no clue where I'm at, who I know, how I know them, to be able to do what I need to do and give y'all what y'all need. I just have a responsibility to you. No one sent me but my own heart, by the way. But I met the people I needed to meet in order to be able to operate efficiently and effectively without worrying. Yeah, because my mom made it so I was protected to be able to give y'all the information. Now we got freedom of movement. Article 35, freedom of communication. Oh, well maybe that's the reason why. Article 35 is the reason I can talk to you right now. The receiving state shall permit and protect freedom of communication on the part of the consular post for all official purposes. This right here, you sure? In communicating with the government, the diplomatic mission, and other consular posts, wherever situated of the sending state, the consular post may employ all appropriate measures, including diplomatic or consular couriers, diplomatic or consular bags, and messages in code or cipher. However, the consular post may install and use a wireless transmitter only with the consent of the receiving state. Boy, you could be on some real espionistic right here. And that's what they're all doing, by the way. That's what every consul, listen, I was just in Washington almost 2 months ago. Me and my little brother was driving around about to go get some oil, some cannabis oil. You know what I'm saying? From one of these little shops in the Washington, D.C. area. And while we was on our way and I was meditating on the consulate, we drove past these embassies. This street, it had China consulate, it had embassy, and then it had one consulate that it had nothing on it, but it was a beautiful building. It wasn't nothing there. And I said in my heart, I'm gonna get that one. I'm going back and get that one. I'm going to get that building, y'all. And we about to be there, all 13. Whoever want to come with me to go get that consulate post, y'all let me know in Washington. Oh yeah, it was beautiful. But listen, that's our mail. That's our information. We can cipher it. Matter of fact, whose language will I use? Elaine Dorian. Listen, write me an alphabet in a new language for me to be able to communicate the truths to the people using ciphers. And listen, listen, I'm telling you right now, Elaine Dorian created the language, the mental magic, and a whole bunch of them folks over there with what's that man's name? I can't remember him right now, but he was getting into some stuff with them folks, and they stopped listening to him for a little bit. What's the name, Elaine? Mental magic. Dang, why is he escaping me right now? Cause he shouldn't have been doing bogus if he was, but I know the people was upset with him. Whatever. He's saying, mentally magic, make your own magic in your mind. Create your own language, see the world and perceive. Yeah, Frank. Yeah, he was getting down, man. Talking about reading the Bible in all these different ways and stuff, you know. I deciphered some of the codes, you know. I turned it upside down, then I did this code, then I type it into Google, see where it's saying me, see where it go. Man, but we'll do the thing, you know what I'm saying? But listen, if you're going to do the thing, because I seen it, he had a GoFundMe account, and he was trying to get $20,000 for school. Now, whatever happened, he had been teaching for almost a whole year and still hadn't accumulated that $20,000 for the school. So, I don't know what happened in between that year that he was doing all the mental magic teaching, but at the end of it, the last 3 posts I seen, it was a few folks that was a little bit upset with some of the things that was going on with him. At the end of the day, he ain't never did me no harm at all. Everything that I learned from him did me some good in some type of mental way. So, hey, do Dutch! Woohoo! Hey, I'm trying to told you. They don't understand who I am, boy. I'm telling you. And then Seasons Power got me on 52. Woo, boy. Look, I just got a hold of her. And when we get done with this, when we get done with this planet, woo, we about to go bang on a few planes, boy. Me and the Lord Elaine Dorian. We finna go have some fun. Look, I'm having fun absorbing this law, learning what I can do with my universal law right here. The official correspondence of the consular post shall be inviolable. Official correspondence means all correspondence relating to the consular post and its functions. So this is all you state. Instead of blah, 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 my name, license, or any, this is what you state. Nationality. 63, 1963, I'm a consul, consul general, gotta respect me, consular post, gotta respect me, I got the rights to do this. Here's my consular badge. You can't touch my consular badge. This is the information. I'm doing nationality work. I got this paperwork with me. I got this nationality. I got these IDs. No, you can't see them. Hey, you want a number to call? You can have 50 numbers to call, but you still ain't getting none of this stuff. And you just keep on banging with them right there. Yeah, until it breaks. Because they ain't going to have nothing to do with law in their face. But we sitting up there emotional. See, that's what happened to me. I got emotional. The first time I got pulled over in Maryland, I'll tell y'all exactly what happened to me. And sometimes y'all got to turn me down. Because I got to turn me down. In Maryland, I spit stare decisis law to the trooper. And he let me go. The curriculum is Graham. Yes, yes. The trooper, when he let me go, I spoke, failure to identify is not an arrestable offense. If you look that up, that's a stare decisis law. And when he called the sheriff in Maryland, and I'll tell you, not in Maryland, excuse me, in Virginia, I'll tell you why that happened. In Virginia, that's where General Hammond is, and that's where the seat of the enforcement of the civil order is supposed to go out. That's why when I got pulled over in Virginia, they let me go when I spoke stare decisis law and talked about everything I knew with the civil order and everything. And the trooper, the main guy, he said, you might as well take your hands off of this one. That's what he said. And then I got in the car and I was like, how y'all think I won this? And then it bounced out. Then I got pulled over again in Maryland. Tried that same shit. These hillbillies, boy, these boys surrounded the car. Y'all seen it. Look, they was not having it. So you know. That's how you know. It doesn't work all the same for other people. But if you got this consular ID, I'll show you how mine look. Listen. I'm telling you the truth about what happened. I did a lot of the work that the consulate is now using or helped and assisted in some way. Now the cards you see that the consulate are offering right now, they have their insignias and things that they have. When I had my guy immediately try to work them and start sending them out, we sent the proofs or whatever, and we had the proofs, we sent it to them, and he put it on IDs for me. Who was that? Everyone knows that Walter Bay be doing IDs. That guy I trust because he got the codes and the scans, and you can look it up and find out these truths and these laws and the Fed codes on the ID. Let me show you what it looks like. When I take this consulate ID, which I used it to cash money orders before, I used it to enforce law. When I went with one of my lead consuls to the corporate tribunals, he said, you have to take your hat off and come with me in this building. I was like, I'm her. I said, I have to go with her. And I just standing there. And he's like, well, who are you? And I handed him the ID, and I just stood there. And then I said, I just said I have to go in the room with you guys when you're checking her. And then he called his superior, and they let me in the room with her. And I got to observe everything he was doing with my national while I was standing there. Oh, yeah. You better believe it. ID, Fed code, right here. Bam, bam. You're not getting one of these from Walter until he tells me, because I need to make sure that we're official consuls on the land. And it won't be Moorish American Consulate. I have a name that I've already created that you can have yours on. And there's a lot more features that we're putting on it too. And that's the front of it. Now right now, this is what I had to use. I went under protection. I didn't have no protection. No one's calling the Moorish American Consulate when I'm out officiating on the land. When I'm out there and I have to deal with these policy enforcers, they ain't calling Chalet Moore Bay up or Sharon or having them come protect me when I'm doing my work. So yes, when I got left high and dry, I had to have this ID made so I can continue operating and officiating in the land. How many times did that man send to me he was going to send me a consulate ID? And I still haven't got it from him yet. Don't tell me. I'm telling the truth. And then you say, oh, well, why is he telling us on this online? Because they won't talk to me. They all have my personal numbers. I already offered the opportunity to consult with them and converse with them about the truth. And then I wouldn't be sitting online telling everybody else, because why are they afraid to call my phone and talk to me? We sat for 7-8 months straight doing work together. Is it because I know the truth? And I ain't afraid to speak it anymore? So now that I'm talking to people, they're real uncomfortable in the hot seat? Yeah, I bet. Lie to me. Use me. Look, and then, what's up? Just make it right. If you did wrong by somebody, make it right. Then you won't have the wrath or the hurt from them that they're displaying. Oh, you're living out of emotion. You should let that go. No, until the person makes it right, you're still hurt. Unless you could just be like, okay, well, I'm going to put that to the side until I learn how to understand the lesson I was supposed to learn. What lesson was I supposed to learn out of 8 months of service to the consulate? Learn how to build my own consulates all around Earth. That's what. Oh. Healed up, baby. A 1 year of service done taught me a lesson. The lesson is how to run my own consulates. Why do I need to know that? Because I have nationals to nationalize. That's why. Prophet Noble Jew Ali wanted me to do the work. He woke me up. I'm doing the work. Simple. It's really easy. I don't care what any consulate or temple or anybody says. I'm going to keep nationalizing people until the system and the power structure of the economic debt slave system is completely torn down. When I'm done, it's going to be done. It's going to be done. Why? Probably because Prophet Noble Drew Ali is tired of entering into conscious minds telling everybody what to do. Wherever it is that he comes from and goes back to when he's talking to the conscious mind, maybe he just want to stay there. Yeah. Them crazy ass bodies. We into this conscious mind, and then you gotta work through all of that crazy ass indoctrination, get them right, show them the right law, then get them to tell some people about it so they can all wake up and be the body politic they were supposed to be. And I guarantee he will make the temples be what they're supposed to be, or he'll create another ecclesiastical body that does what it's supposed to do in the temples. Either way. Or he'll just make a person that just does it. He'll talk to a person that just does all the work he's telling them to do. Or it's telling them to do. Whatever. The spirit, the energy. I'm already telling everything. The consular bags shall neither be open nor detained. Nevertheless, if the competent authorities of the receiving state have serious reason to believe the bag of contents contains something other than correspondence, documents, or articles referred to in paragraph 4 of this article, they may request that the bag be opened in the presence of an officer, so you still can't touch my shit. I'll open it for you. You can look in that motherfucker, but no, you can't touch me or my stuff. Come on, baby. Yeah. Return to its place of origin. The packages constituting the consular bag shall bear visible external marks of their character and may contain official correspondence and documents or articles intended exclusively for official use. So when I bring you your package, when you send for me, and I have your choice, hey, I want the IRS one, where we fill out the forms, and in the system, I'm recognized as a non-enemy combatant. And I can go around the land, and whenever somebody messes with me, that's what it's going to say in their corporate system. Cool, got that packet. You say, I want the land air packet, where it shows by viable documentation and congressional records and stare decisis law and point-for-point affidavits of my lawful official right to own land in this estate, so that now I can begin to command the service corporation to pay me or to compensate me for use of my land. Oh, okay, that package done. While I'm on the way to your house or wherever you're at, if I get jacked, some of these jokers in they white sheets on their horses, they white, we white, boy, the blackest nigga white. he whited, look, switched it all up, turned you all around. You're upside down. You know you're really on your head right now. Oh, you really on your head right now. You don't understand it. It's inverse. It's influx. It's upside down. It's backwards. It's not all of it. Everything you think is forward is backwards. It's an illusion. You're not here. I'm trying to told you. I'm in the prime world, baby. You know where that is? You know what we do in the prime world, baby? We get these seeds and we protect these babies and be helping these matriarchs. That's what we be doing in the prime world. I don't know what y'all be doing. So, I went to war. I'm going to war with these dudes out here, these people out here. They just leave these neglecting the children everywhere, neglecting all these children. The children walking around sick and hurt and jacked up, and they neglecting them all. What? Man, please. You better get on and take care of these babies. Look. That must have been my love, Christos. I think I see her on. Yeah, she must have jumped on to get, pull me on that. Listen, I have your documents. I already showed you one package. IMF, International Monetary Fund, 2014, Civil Order. You can find it in there. The International Monetary Fund enforced them 1099s, those forms. Oh, did he just drop a gem that he didn't want nobody to know, or that other people didn't want, that other people didn't want them to know? What did he say? 1099? Oh, yes. Did I say that? Use them. Oh, I can help you fill them out. I know how to add up the numbers that of the crimes of the officers that were doing stuff, and then I can add up the numbers, and this tax season could be real fat for you. Oh yes, $30 million fat. Or, excuse me, not FRN notes, credits. Always call them credits when you're dealing with them. Or units. Use their lingo. No, I don't have Federal Reserve notes. I have 100,000 credits in here. 100 units. Whatever. So here I come to your house. And whatever documentation I have to secure your estate, it don't get touched. Yeah. The consular carrier shall be provided with an official document indicating his status and the number of packages constituting the consular bag. How many family members do you have? I'm telling you what I'm doing. Hey, y'all want to send for me? You done saved it up? You got a team of people? I'll get on the plane right now. How many family members and bloodline do you have? We can sew up entire bloodlines like I was preaching 3 months ago. I want the bloodlines to be secure as nationals in this land. Oh, what is he going to do? It's a provided with an official document indicating his status and the number of packages constituting the consular bag. Except with the consent of the receiving state, he shall be neither a national of the receiving state, nor, unless he is a national of the sending state, a permanent resident of the receiving state. In the performance of his function, he shall be protected by the receiving state. He shall enjoy personal inviolability and shall not be liable to any form of arrest or detention. That's my official document indicating my status. This is my official document indicating how many documents I have. I could go to any United States Marshal and show this to them and tell them it's their responsibility to protect me while I carry my documentation, my airship documentation to my nationals of the land. Oh, now this boy getting real royal, baby. Yeah. Take my packages to my nationals. Thank you kindly. Yes, the gold cufflinks are beautiful, aren't they? Yes, yes. I like your fez. Yes, yes. Your shield is good, but yeah, I think mine's a little better. Yeah, yeah. So I told you how to make it, baby. The sending state, its diplomatic missions, and its consular posts may designate consular couriers ad hoc. Oh, shall we? Yeah, we really need to know this, you know, but just hold on a minute. Give me that. If this music in the background rocking with y'all, we could put on some other chakra healer. I'm gonna get on this one. You know, look, it's a little faster for y'all. You know, I do the hard copy though. I do the hard copy because the computer like be messing my eyes sometimes. I need to be knowing these things by heart after a year. I've been studying them for long enough. Some parts of my brain, the memory, I'm learning how to train it again, and rebuild them cells. When you're traumatized as a child, the development of your brain, it works differently. It's not, your frontal lobes don't get the necessary growth in the meat and the tissues that you need to be able to formed, arranged, or done for a particular purpose only ad hoc. Except that where did I say? Ad hoc. May designate consular carriers ad hoc for the specific purpose. What purpose do I have your nationality documents? To declare your nationality, baby. To bring my people into the constitutional fold of government. What is you talking about, baby? Come on, prophet. Yeah. The old Moors tell the new Moors, tell the old Moors. To what? Yeah, I love it. The sending state, its diplomatic missions, its consular posts may designate consular couriers ad hoc. In such cases, the provision of paragraph 5 of this article shall also apply, except the immunities therein mentioned shall cease to apply when such a courier has delivered the consigning the consular bag in its charge. Oh, here we go. A consular bag may also be entrusted to the captain of a ship or of a commercial aircraft. The ship, who's the shipper? Who's the shipper of the commercial aircraft? The commercial aircraft is the contractual document. It is this 4 pages that you have written your document on. Where is it being shipped? By the UPU. Their jet is flying it all around the world with the registered number. Help everyone. Come on. Even though you're tired, keep on going, because everybody's going to benefit from what the hell is going on. So, the document indicating, where was I at? Aircraft scheduled to land. It's going to land at this time at your port, at your courthouse, at your municipality, at your front desk, at the court of clerks, at your in your damn face. Listen, I'm going to indicate what's going to be sent to you, what time, when it's going to get there, how it's getting there, and nothing's going to stop it. That's what they're saying to you. UNDRIP is United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People. The same thing I'm doing with this one, I'll show you how to do it with the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People. How to enforce it. How to deal with them tangibly to be able to get them to command a positive performance. Every time. I'm walking with Elaine down the street and I say I want to sit down. She say you can't sit there. I say why? She say when you sit there, they can make you move. And they will make you move. I said, we're going to see about that. No, I didn't sit there because she wanted me to walk, because she knew they would have made me move, or I would have made them move, or it would have been a big message. It would have allowed us to happen. Come on now. Listen. I'm not going to have nobody tell me I can't sit somewhere on the land that I own no more. Bet that. I don't care what I got to do. Use the law, talk to them, beat them back up, fight them back. They get maced, shot up, tased up, right back until I'm able to sit down where the hell I want to in my land. Sure. Yeah, right. You crazy. Corporate, entity, body, Wells Fargo, Cub Foods, the China store, wherever. I'm going to sit wherever the hell I want to. All day. Yeah, if that's what I want to do. Fish, hang, put a hammock on any of the trees. Did you know all them parks belong to you? Every last park belongs to you. You could be in those parks, tearing down trees, building up shit, hanging out on the beaches, but you're all in the cities. You're sitting there sick in the cities, eating up all the food. Eat up all the GMOs, getting sick, and parasites in your brain. But you could be on all the beaches and all the parks, organically living, loving, listening to music, playing, being out in the environment, but you stuck in a house as an economic debt slave, not creating anything except what the corporation wants you to create for the little fiat that they're giving you. Woo! Not me, buddy. Yeah, I'm done. I ain't playing. Look. Because I'm not speaking from me 33 years. I'm speaking from the 105 years that this movement has been in effect, and all the people that are still oppressed today because it isn't doing what it has to do for its people. Yeah. He shall be provided with an official document indicating the number of packages constituting the bag, but he shall not, but he shall not be considered to be a consular carrier by arrangement with the appropriate local authorities. The consular post may send one of its members to take possession of the bag directly and freely from the captain of the ship or of the aircraft. So that has to do with you and the documentation. If they take you, they take the documentation. They can't take you without taking the documentation. You are the documentation. You and your nationality and your statement of it are one. So, before they take you, they have to authorize it with another government, whether or not they have the lawful authority to do so. Woo! I just emailed the Attorney General of Maryland in abatement with my family crest. Actually, I'll show you. I made it way better than this one, but this is a sample one I did. Got my 4 right there, crest, all 4 of them, different ones from different time zones, but I only put 1 on there. I didn't let them know how many I have and what family lines I'm connected to. Then I did my abatement, right? And after I did my abatement and wrote it on up, and got the seal of the Olymec heirs right there, right? When I did that, put my stamp on it, up on the right-hand side. When I scanned it, I emailed it to him. Now, this was the Attorney General. He had one of his cronies email me back, talking about show up, come to court. No, you're going to come to my court, damn it. You committed a crime against me. What are you talking about? I was driving around, getting ready to go to the house around. I was on my phone, kicking it. Actually, I looked on my phone for the navigational so I could get to where I was going. I was only 3 hours away. I was about to be at the house around with all the rest of the consulate members to get my credentialings and to get my stuff signed. Y'all gonna pull me over, which you had no right to do. Oh, maybe you did. Since I was rolling around in a corporation vehicle, and you're a corporation, okay. After I give you my lawful credentials, then you have lost all rights to do anything to me. And I gave you my lawful credentials. My affidavits and my writs from my Moorish American government. So maybe I didn't give you my lawful. Maybe because no one knows whether this red flag and this Morocco Sultan will send his army to beat your corporation's ass. Maybe you don't recognize this red-green flag. Maybe the handshake that's on there with the moon, maybe you don't recognize that that's an ancient Islamic symbol that we use for friendship. Maybe you don't. Maybe nobody taught you that. Well, we're trying to teach you it now. Every last person in the land should take them symbolisms and go there and say, hey, if no one ever told you, but this means a symbol of friendship on this document. This particular flag is blah, blah, blah. If you're doing it with your own family, you could do it too. This means that, just so you know, the lawful delegated authority in this district, if you want to mess with me, the army that's going to come talk to you is blah, blah, blah. The syntax documents, I have those. I could be on my way to your house with those. I'm trying to tell you, while me and Chef Will L is getting ready to feed the nation, I'm trying to tell you what we could be doing to protect the food, the ingredients. Oh, we got a train station. One of my guys is an elder. He's put stocks into a train station. So I was telling him that we need transportation for the goods between the republics if we can't find people who are going to be doing the driving. He said when the deal closed with the stocks and his portion is for sure in the railways, then go ahead and let him know so we can transport them goods. What that means is all of y'all need to send light energies to the closing of that deal with the train station. Yeah. Ooh, come on with it. I don't know how long this thing is, but I bang with y'all. I do not care. Article 36, communication and contact with nationals of the sending state. With a view to facilitating the exercise of consular functions relating to nationals of the sending state, consular officers shall be free to communicate with nationals of the sending state and to have access to them. Nationals of the sending state shall have the same freedom with respect to communications with and access to consular officers of the sending state. Did that say where? Did what I just read say where? So that's nationals in the penal system, that's nationals in the war camp, that's nationals in your mama basement, that's nationals on your couch, wherever the hell they exist, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Oh, so you're going to let your family member sit in prison when you can operate as a consulate and call them and say, hey, I'm supposed to have access as a consul. Let my nationals go. Let my bloodline go. Let the nationals or the state nationals of the citizen go. Oh, but you don't want to call the war camps and tell them the law and get your people out of jail? Oh, come on now. Well, what did he do? They must have did something to the family. Well, they hurt you? Okay, well, before you get them out, make provisions that they're going to be doing something with their life, like building. Because nobody should be confined for doing anything, okay? What I mean by that is if they, okay, I'm on a dual-edged sword with this, with the capital punishment, because I feel like energies do what energies do. But my energy was doing things a long time ago that they're no longer doing now. So, I say if a person makes a conscious decision to injure something or injure someone, they're given an opportunity to never injure someone again. And they're given that opportunity by being observed in society while they're doing particular works. Okay? It doesn't have to be observed like the way they do it to y'all. But like our community just is accountable with each other. We're all waking up every day and looking at one another, or dealing or observing the body language or behaviors. All the matriarchs and the patriarchs are doing their job by keeping an eye on everyone. And then if you feel like you feel an energy like one of your bros got a problem in a specific area concerning those particular energies, then you will pull him to the side and you know, work that out in him, right? Or her, right? Oh, come on now. Elephants in the room right now. Don't nobody want to talk about the things that we go through as a community or as a nation that prevents us from trusting one another to come together and build. Oh, the sexual deviancy in the families, the drug addictions in the family, the drug use in the family, the parasites eating the brain, the negative low frequencies, the brainwashing, the television, the colorable language of 8,000 years. But we telling everyone all the things that are hurting them, and they keep on doing them. And we showing everyone all the things that they need to apply their mind to, and they don't do that. So they enjoy what's going on. They enjoy existing in that frequency. Woo! Come on, baby. If he so requests, the competent authorities of the receiving state shall, without delay, inform the consular post of the sending state. If, within its consular district, a national of that state is arrested or committed to prison or to custody, pending trial, or is detained in any other manner, any communication addressed to the consular post by the person arrested in prison, custody, or detained shall be forwarded by the said authorities without delay. The said authorities shall inform the person concerned without delays of his rights under subparagraph. You're welcome, Moorish American consuls. So, when you're trying to do extractions and you're sending your extraction letter out, and now you know who I'm talking about, I love you very dearly and thank you for preparing it, you can also use this as a way to get them out. That person told me I don't study. That's what that person said to me after watching me a whole year deliver messages of the law. I'm going to injure Moors because I don't study. Yet, Moors are still calling me. So, and I'm talking about they've been walking with me. So they're absorbing the information. They ain't being hurt by it. They're just observing it. The ones that choose to contract with me, they know they helping me out. Sure. Consular officers shall have the right to visit a national of the sending state who is in prison, custody, or detention, to converse or correspond with him, and to arrange for his legal representation. They shall also have the right to visit any national of the sending state who is in prison, custody, or detention in their district in pursuance of a judgment. Nevertheless, consular officers shall refrain from taking action on behalf of a national who is in prison, custody, or detained if he expressly opposes such action. What did I just say? Right now, all of the Moorish American consuls from the Moorish American Consulate can be sitting in the prisons right now talking to the nationals that's in the war camps concerning what needs to be done. They can also be talking to the commissioners about the nationals, about what needs to be done to free them. But instead, they're running around slanging paperwork. Now, when they call me after enough people talk to them about this video and ask them how come they're not using this process to get people out, when they show you that they are, I hope that they're operating in proper procedure from this Vienna Convention that I tried to explain to them already, and they wouldn't vote on it. A judicial body is supposed to vote. The rights referred to in paragraph 1 of this article shall be exercised in conformity with the laws and regulations of the receiving state, subject to the proviso, however, that the said laws and regulations must enable full effect to be given to the purposes for which the rights accords under this article intended. I don't know what the hell that just said. I'm tired. I'll go back and read it again. But y'all need to know this for right here. If the relevant information is available to competent authorities of the receiving states, such authorities shall have to do it. In the case of the death of a national of the sending state, to inform without delay the consular post whose district the death occurred. So, your baby just got shot in the Republic by one of these fuckboys. Excuse me. Shoot your baby. You have to go as a consul to the scene. And what they're supposed to do, or there's coroners or corporation members that are taking their place among the affairs of your men, you're supposed to go there, ascertain the identity of the person, get that person, clean them on up, get them to their parents. This is what you're supposed to be doing as a consul in the land, and making the person responsible for shooting your baby accountable for their crimes. How will the service corporation, who employs the corporate mercenaries to murder you on your own land, going to bring the people they employ to justice for you? Please tell me. You sound crazy. going and chanting and black rights matter, black lives matter, all of that sound crazy. If someone kills your people, you're supposed to go take care of business. Period. You know what business is. I'm telling you right now. Hey, but if you want to keep letting them do everything to you. Now the death goes for both ways. The actual physical death, and when we're slinging this paperwork, we kill the dead instrument that they're using to siphon energy from your living instrument. If you become any corporate member, right, under the CESTA-Q and your birth certificate and everything like that, and you decide you want to do it that way, charter your business that way, they'll siphon and they'll 33% you, and they'll take all your money. Then they'll send people in to be trying to make you up to their code, and they'll make it living hell for all the Moors to try to build their own businesses. That's why I'm giving you another route and an alternative. All the Moors that try to build their business have to go through hell. I know of a person who got access to a whole bunch of monies, and when he got to the actual monies, the people, the banks that had access to the actual accounts that knew he was the owner, they allowed him, or they told him they would allow him to use a specific amount, but the rest of it had to be whatever. So even so, you see what I'm saying? You have to take access of your own wealth and estates. So me and my bro is going to be building this produce and creating this gold and healing the land and accumulating. We're going to be building. To inform the competent consular post without delay of any case where the appointment of the guardian or trustee appears to be in the interest of a minor or the person lacking full capacity or is a national of the sending state. The giving of this information shall be without prejudice to the operation of the laws and regulations of the receiving state concerning such appointments. They have none to contest when you as a consul say, give me that information. None. If a vessel, that's a body, having the nationality of the state is wrecked or runs aground in the territorial sea or internal waters of the receiving state, remember maritime law and admiralty law, or if an aircraft registered in the sending state, we should have our own planes and flying by now, suffers an accident on the territory of the receiving states, to inform without delay the consular post nearest to the scenes of the occurrence. Everybody else is building jets and planes and flying their shit and going across zones and taking waters and filtering it, and we ain't doing none of that. We behind. We are way behind. Everybody else is, where do you think all these trends is coming from that everybody tries to hypothecate? Why does my master chef, who knows how to do better than all of those organic things, have to sit and watch these people out here propagate they fake organic GMO lifestyle to the people when he know how to really do it? Why he have to watch them do that and still deceive y'all when they put all the stuff that say organic on the shelf, but it really ain't organic? It's grown out of a petri dish, so the scientists call it organic because they grow it out of a petri dish. It's not organic out the ground that ain't never been touched by any GMOs or chemicals. It's organic because it's grown in a lab in a petri dish. Oh, you're getting fed jewels right now. But my bro, he's not going to have to keep on watching them deceive you for very long, because we're almost there. We're talking about liens now. Listen up, because I'm going to show you as a consulate how to lien people who keep on tripping you, right? Tripping out on you. Consular fees and charges, Article 39. Come on, baby. The consular post may levy in the territory of the receiving state the fees and charges provided by the laws and regulations of the sending states for consular acts. The fuck my bad, Elaine. So, what does this say? She almost had me because I was finna go off. Let me show y'all right here. This right here is the fees for government crimes against officers. These fees is what happens. We could charge them. We could take them to suit as consular posts, and we could sue them through the judicial system. Hold on a minute. This is why I told you could get your 30 million credits at. Yep. I know. Some of y'all already got that. It's a document it shows you what I ain't bringing it up because I think I'm on the Facebook Live trying to mess with my digits right now. I don't know what's going on right now, but in this case, I'll get a hold of y'all. I'll post it on my profile the feeds. Where am I at? Page 16. And this is page 29. I'm going to do another few articles and explanations. And then I'm going to rest for a little bit and come back on with you. I don't know how long I've been on already, but we're going to get there. There's 72 articles, by the way. And if we were enforcing it the way we were supposed to be, the way I studied it, instead of just out of their own being what they want to or feel like, we would have been a lot further along concerning these activities of how we were assisting and supporting the Nationals. I said, if a vessel having the nationality of the sending states is wrecked or runs aground in the territorial sea and internal waters of the receiving state, or if an aircraft registered in the sending state suffers an accident on the territory of the receiving state, to inform without delay the consular post nearest to the scene of the incident. So all of you need to be consular posts or your temples. And all the temples should be set up in areas where all the nationals are. The temples should be in a damn ghetto, in the deepest, darkest traps and ghettos and boroughs possible. Operate consular affairs. Waking all them youth up. Hell, you talking about Moorish Science, Temple of America, Grand Sheiks. If you care about the children and the nationals of this land, then you wouldn't have your temples in any place but where they are needed the most. Woo! And the Christian church better be happy I came over, that Prophet Noel Ali woke me up to come over on this side of town. Because the same thing I'm doing with these Moorish Science Temple of America right now, I will be doing in the Christian church to them. Which I'm on my way back there to do that to them too. For using me, for serving them, and not honoring me. Not honoring the care spirit, the spirit that cares for one another. Article 38, communication with the authorities of the receiving state. In the exercise of their function, consular officers may address the competent local authorities of their consular district, the competent central authorities of their receiving state, if and to the extent that this is allowed by the laws, regulation and usages of the receiving state, or by the relevant international agreements. Oh, I already did that. Consular fees and charges. The consular may levy in a territory the fees and charges provided by the laws and regulations. Got that. The sum collected in the form of the fees and charges referred to in paragraph 1 of this article, and the receipts for such fees and charges shall be exempt from all dues and taxes in the receiving state. What did I just tell you I can do with the tax forms? I can take the tax form and write all the dues as a consular post for everything they did to you and what they're supposed to owe you in your home. And I can send it in the IMF. And the IMF and the IRS is going to send in your bank account a transfer of all the credits that I write on these fucking tax forms. I bet you. And I'm having a Merry, Merry Christmas this year. Dude, guys! I'm trying to told you. They're not going to mess with me today. I don't know what got me worked. Maybe it's because I'm tired of our people suffering. Maybe I'm tired. You know what? She called me. Johanna Bay and Mikael have been loving me for the last 7, 6, 8 months they've seen me. They called me and told me. They called all the nationals, all the consuls. They wouldn't answer. For 5 straight months, they've been running around. They have to pay the hotel fees, and they working bomb jobs to be able to keep them afloat. Why? All of these Moorish everything, Moors, consuls, consulars, got all of these laws, all of these affidavits and writs about how you don't have to pay rent and do all of that, right? We have all of these processes that we're doing. Mail it to this person, mail it to that person, mail it to this person, say this, call on the phone, do all of that. And they still running around homeless right now. Not homeless like that, they got a home, but the apartments, they refused it. They wouldn't lease to them, saying that they made too much to lease to them. They made too much money. Get the fuck out of here. It's because they have bays on their name, and they know what happens when a bay comes into a corporation. We're going to get him. Kev Hartbay, good to see you. Don Moe, thank you for joining. Thomas O'Neill, good to see you. $1 a form. I don't care. $1 a form. She called me. I talked to her. If you're watching this live right now, and when I talked to her, the lady of the corporation, I said, I have some documentation I need to send you concerning the heirs of the land, the actual blood owners of the land. I need your lawyers to look at it. She said, okay. She gave me her email. I'm about to send for Mikael and Johanna Bay. Y'all need to call them and send some love energy. And if y'all can support so that they can find something in that general local area. I'm emailing the lawyers of the apartment building that discriminated against them. And I want to prove the bloodborne heirship. And the next time they walk in there, they're going to get a key for the place that they're looking for. Bet you. And when they do, they're going to get online and share that that's exactly what we just used the law to enforce for them. Their rights as heirs to have hereditaments from the corporations that's doing business on their land. The sum collect in the form and fees. Oh, we got it. So we're going to send it into the IMF and it can't be taxed. Now we know that. Section 2. Facilities, privileges, and immunities relating to career consular officers and other members of consular posts. Article 40. Protection of consular officers. The receiving state shall treat consular officers with due respect and shall take all appropriate steps to prevent any attack on their person, freedom, or dignity. Article 41. Personal inviolability of consular officers. Consular officers shall not be liable to arrest or detention pending trial except in the case of a grave crime and pursuant to a decision by a competent judicial authority. How in the hell are they competent and they don't know how to write? How are they competent and they don't know that the flag that they have isn't a national flag? How are they competent if they don't know how to enforce common law? How are they competent? That's why I'm not talking to them no more. That's why if I do, it will be in the form of an order. I'm not going to be writing back with you, exchanging whether or not it's the truth that I'm an heir. What? Yeah, right. Because when it comes down face to face, what does your blood say? That's what I say to him. If you're unsure, you're unsure. I'm not. What does your blood say? That's why they always put in the Bibles about the blood. Because it's the nationality principles. I'll take the nationality principles in the words, in the scriptures, the Sun Book papers, the Holy Quran, both of the Qurans. If criminal proceedings are instituted against a consular officer, he must appear before the competent authorities. Nevertheless, the proceedings shall be conducted with the respect due to him by reason of his official position, and except in the case of specified in paragraph 1 of this article, in a manner which will hamper the exercise of consular functions as little as possible. When in the circumstance, hold on a minute, when in the circumstance mentioned in paragraph 1 of this article, it has become necessary to detain a consular officer, the proceeding against him shall be instituted with the minimum of delay. So, they surrounded my vehicle. I'm already a consular head, by way of this convention. I had my documents with me. It was already established. I had my ID and everything. When they arrest me, immediately, if there was a charge, without delay, bam, bam, make it happen. Here's the ID, here's the consul, here's this, here's that, bam, bam, without delay. Yeah. Because I got a nation to nationalize. It said it right here. In a manner which will hamper the exercise of consular functions as little as possible. Notification of arrest, detention, or prosecution. In the event of the arrest or detention, pending trial of a member of the consular staff or of criminal proceedings being instituted against him, the receiving state shall promptly notify the head of the consular post. Should the latter be himself the object of any such measure, the receiving state shall notify the sending state through the diplomatic channel. Now, when I got arrested, did the sheriff call the consular general or the co-consular general of the Moorish American consulate? No, they did not. Oh, is he telling the truth? Did the people who detained me, did the sheriffs, did the commissioner, did the false de facto people, did they do what this article just said? Did they say, ring, hey, Consul General, Tower Street Bay, I have Asain Tabajet Bey in custody. We have him detained because he broke one of our penal codes. Now we're asking you, is he a consul of your member and have of your body politic, and he has immunity? They would say yes, and Consul Shalay Morbey would say yes when they call him, and then I would be protected. Answer my calls. Answer my text messages. Because the longer you ignore communicating with me, the person that you originally instituted to do this work, the more the information that you don't want to get out will get out to the people. You have my personal telephone number. You're going to call me, or I'm going to keep on explaining truths about what happened out here in the land and what everyone's doing at all times. If you want me to begin to keep your confidence again, then you're going to call me and we're going to contract the way that men are supposed to do. Take your place among the affairs of men. I am. I'm telling you men who encourage me to take my place among the affairs of men, that's what I'm doing. You're going to have to do it with me, or the information that you don't want to get out will. I know everything that you don't want me to know and don't want me to tell the people about you. I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all. I just be upset when people be hurting people and deceiving them and using them and not holding them. You can't hurt somebody and say, God forgive me, or you forgive me, and not make the thing right. You hurt somebody and you leave them, you leave the womb open permanently. You have to go heal that thing up if you hurt somebody. You have to go make that person right. You crazy if you don't think you gotta respect. Look. Immunity from jurisdiction, Article 43. I love it. Consular officers and consular employees shall not be amenable to the jurisdiction of the judicial or administrative authorities of the receiving state in respect of acts performed in the exercise of consular functions. That just said they don't have no authority over this consular. Woo! I love y'all. Banging on their head today. That's number 2. We got a few more pages. I'm going to be back on here for round number 3 before the end of the night. It's 6:12. I'll probably see y'all about 8. Peace and love to you, because I was originally supposed to be on the free conference call. It's a little bit more secure in the algorithms and the saving, but please, y'all save the videos up and put them on the Google Drive or something so later we can upload them to the YouTube channel. Number 3, round 3, 8 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock. We'll do 8, something like that. Get something to eat. Take care of yourself. Love y'all. Yeah. Article 43. Immunity from jurisdiction. The provisions of paragraph of this article shall not, however, apply in respect of a civil action either arising out of a contract concluded by a consular officer or a consular employee, in which he did not contract expressly or implied as an agent of the sending state. So basically, make sure your contract's right, whatever you're doing with your consuls. By a third party for damage arising from an accident in the receiving state caused by a vehicle, vessel, or aircraft. So you don't have immunity if those 3 things happen. Article 44, liability to give evidence. This covers everything. I'll be back with y'all.